Carburetor I got off China. Cost me about 14 bucks. Because my old one needed gasket and a needle valve or rubber gasket. And plus it was old and it was dirty when I got it, and I cleaned it a few times. It works better when I first got it, but for parts, I was just bought this whole thing about 14 bucks Canadian, which is about $10 American. Even came with a gasket, which goes on the throttle plate side, which is part because my old one is ruined, but it still worked. And does this match up? Yes, it does. So this is the old one. So I gotta move the choke bracket assembly over to this one. And they look exactly the same, except this is just painted red. A fuel inlet, choke plate. I take this out now. Just two screws holding the bracket in. So that stays in there. Transfer over to the new one. Okay, the comparison of these two carbs for the Tecumseh 10 horsepower motor on my snowblower. And I've been told that these threads are not threaded. Well, the holes for the screws are not threaded, and they are not threaded. So you're going to have to force your thread in there with the screw, which, this is aluminum, should be no problem. So these are not threaded. Let's take it apart and see the inside. And this has the fuel release, and the original did not. And this is a 7/16, and it's a 7/16 on the original. Yes. Should be a hole. Yep, there's a hole there. Looks exactly the same as the original. So the main jet, I'm calling it the main jet, don't know what it's really called. Looks, now the gasket, this is the original is a metal one, and this one is some kind of foam. Hard plastic. Looks like felt on the top. Some kind of hard plastic on the bottom. And I actually have it out the same amount. And let's look inside. This is the inside. That's the fuel release. Just empties out the bowl of fuel. It's a plastic float. Brass insert. And I think with mine, my needle on the original wasn't seating properly, and I was losing fuel. Let's look at the original, and this is this opens up a lot more than this barely opens. It doesn't matter. Don't think so. This opens up actually a little too much. Looks like it would get jammed in the I'll probably just have to adjust the metal tabs on the float. I did clean this. It was all clogged up. Old fuel sitting in it. And it works 90% efficient. Sometimes I do get some idle surges. Like I said, my gasket, bowl gasket was destroyed. It's dried up. And to get parts for this would have cost as much as buying clone from eBay. This is not brittle, and break it. There we go. That's one of the reasons I got another one. Now, if I don't like this bowl, actually the bowl is, this is copper or brass. It's lighter, this is heavier. This is probably a metal, so it's not going to be, it's not brass. So it'll probably rust, but I can, if I want, if I start saying this rust, I'll just use the old bowl. And there's the gasket for the bowl. Yeah, it's more pliable than the old one. I mean, is it the best bowl gasket? It's not bad. And if this starts leaking, you know, this, the original one doesn't leak, so I can always swap out the parts. Oops. Pins falling out. Cleaned it really good. This one too. So if this leaks, I can always swap it out with the original. That one's still holding air. And that is it for the clone eBay Carb for a Tecumseh 10 horsepower motor on my snowblower. I'll post a link in the description of the exact model number this is. I think it can go on the 8 and 10 horsepower and maybe the 12 horsepower motors from Tecumseh. And this is an 80s machine, late 70s, 80s machine, so that's how old this one is. So it's 30, 40 years old. Thanks for watching.